Welcome to today's lesson on quadrilateral angles. Today we're going to be discussing how you can find the measurement of an angle on different quadrilaterals. So let's go ahead and get started. We are going to begin today by discussing what a quadrilateral is. A quadrilateral is a four-sided polygon. We have an example on our screen. As you can see, this quadrilateral has four sides, which means it also has four angles. And that's what we're going to focus on today, is how we can find the measurements of these four angles. So let's go ahead and start by identifying the four angles in this quadrilateral. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 different angles on this quadrilateral. Now that we've discussed the four angles on the quadrilateral, we need to discuss what the sum of all of these angles will be. Now, just like a triangle's angles will always equal 180 degrees, a quadrilateral's angles will always equal 360 degrees. That's right, just like a circle. A circle has a measurement of 360 degrees. So we're going to use this information to see how each of these angles can actually build a circle. So we're going to be starting with our red angle. And we're going to take our red angle and we're actually going to move it over here so that we can see how it fits into a circle. So I have my red angle, and now I'm going to take my green angle and I'm going to move that next to my red angle. Now that I have my green angle, I'm going to add a blue angle. As you can see, I'm building a circle. And we're going to see how each of these measurements will contribute to 360 degrees. And lastly, I have my pink angle. And my pink angle is going to fit perfectly in this last spot. Now, of course, I need to have a circle, because this circle is going to show that all of these angles added together will equal 360 degrees. Let's go ahead and talk about measurements. Because now we're able to visually see how they fit, but where do the numbers fit in? Let's take a look. Our green angles measure 115 degrees. Our blue angle measures 65 degrees. Our red angle measures 70 degrees. And our pink angle measures 110 degrees. Now, as you can see, if we add all of these measurements up together, we get 360 degrees. And we can also see that because we added all of these angles together, which equaled a perfect circle, which is 360 degrees. Let's stop and think. Why is this important? Well, if we know that the sum of all four angles on a quadrilateral will always equal 360 degrees, that means that we can always find the missing angle as long as we have the three remaining measurements. Let's go ahead and take a look at two different ways that you can find this missing angle. We are going to begin by trying to find the measurement of our missing angle x. Now, in order to do this, we need to remember that all four angles' sum is going to equal 360 degrees. So our first strategy that we're going to use to find our missing angle is adding three of these angles together and then subtracting from 360 degrees. So I'm going to start by adding 105 degrees plus 60 degrees. So I have 105 plus 60, and when I add these two angles together, that equals 165 degrees. So now I need to add my third angle. But that's odd. I don't have a number here, I have a square in the corner. Well, whenever you have a square in the corner of an angle, it represents 90 degrees. So now I'm going to add my final angle that I have, 90 degrees, and when I add these two numbers together, I get a measurement of 255 degrees. So that's the sum of all of these three angles. I'm going to subtract 255 degrees from our whole, which is 360 degrees, and that's going to give me my missing angle. 360 degrees minus 255 degrees is 105 degrees. and that's going to be the measurement of angle x. So that's one strategy that we can use to be able to find your missing angle. You add your 3 angles that you have and subtract it from your whole, which is 360 degrees. But we're going to try another strategy for our trapezoid. For our trapezoid, we're going to be subtracting each of the different angles from our whole. I'm going to start with my whole, which is 360 degrees, and I'm going to subtract my first angle, 107 degrees. When I subtract 107 degrees from 360, I get 253 degrees. So now I can subtract my next angle, which is 80 degrees. 253 degrees minus 80 degrees equals 173 degrees. And now I'm ready to subtract my last angle. I'm subtracting 46 degrees. 173 minus 46 equals 127 degrees. And that's going to be our missing angle, which is the value x. Let's go ahead and try a word problem together. Finn works at the local park. He just bought 4 sprinklers to keep the grass watered. Finn wants to put 1 sprinkler in each corner of the park. Each sprinkler can rotate up to 100 degrees. Will his sprinklers cover the entire park? Well, we already have a diagram of this park given to us, and we know 3 out of the 4 angles for this park. So we need to find out if x is going to be equal to or less than 100 degrees. And if it is, then his sprinklers are going to work. So let's go ahead and start by adding our 3 known angles together, and then we can subtract it from our whole, which is 360 degrees. So I'm going to start by adding 98 degrees plus 86 degrees. 98 degrees plus 86 degrees equals 184 degrees. So now I'm ready to add my third angle. When I add 82 degrees, I now get 266 degrees, which is the sum of my 3 angles. I now need to subtract this from my whole, which is 360 degrees, so that I can find my missing angle. 360 degrees minus 266 degrees equals 94 degrees. So the measurement of my missing angle is 94 degrees, which is less than 100 degrees. That means that no angle is greater than 100 degrees in this diagram. So Finn's sprinklers will cover every single angle in this park. Let's take a moment to review what you've learned in today's lesson. A quadrilateral is a 4-sided polygon. When we're trying to find the measurement of the angles in a quadrilateral, we have to remember that the sum of all 4 angles will always equal 360 degrees. So let's go ahead and find the value of x in this quadrilateral. If we're starting with a sum of all of the angles being 360 degrees, we can put that at the top and then subtract our 3 known angles. So I'm going to subtract 108, 101, and 77. And when I subtract all of these angles, that's going to leave me with my missing angle x. So now I know that x has a value of 74 degrees.